Is it really possible to reverse impotence at any age without relying on medication? It's a question millions of men silently ask themselves, often carrying the weight of frustration, embarrassment, and even hopelessness. The truth? Yes, for virtually every man, there is a solution. And I'm not talking about a quick fix from a pill that only masks the problem. I'm talking about a real, lasting transformation. One that helps you reclaim your confidence, your passion, and your sex life. The fact that you're here, watching this, already puts you ahead of most men who simply suffer in silence and assume that struggling with erections is just part of getting older. It's not. Taking action, seeking answers, is the most important step you can take. And I respect you for doing it. The permanent solution isn't some secret supplement or magic trick. It comes down to understanding and improving the 3 core pillars that control your sexual performance. Once you understand them, the path forward becomes clear. We'll start from the 3rd most common pillar and work our way to the number 1 cause. Pillar number 3, your relational environment. Before anything physical happens, an erection begins in the mind. It's triggered by genuine psychological and emotional stimulation, and your connection with your partner plays a massive role. So ask yourself honestly, how is the intimacy in your relationship outside the bedroom? Is there a deep emotional connection, or has tension, resentment, or frequent arguing taken its place? Do you truly feel desired by your partner? And do you genuinely desire them? Does their touch, their scent, their presence still excite you? Sometimes, the problem isn't medical at all, it's relational. If you feel pressured, criticized, or emotionally disconnected, your mind will not create the mental state needed for arousal. Stress, anger, or apathy toward your partner can shut down your body's natural response, no matter how healthy you are physically. This isn't about blame. Relationships are complex. But the truth is, a strained dynamic is a powerful inhibitor of sexual function. You could have the body of a 20-year-old, but if your relationship isn't in a place of comfort, safety, and desire, performance will suffer. The first step, take an honest look at your foundation. If your connection needs repair, addressing it through open communication or counseling if needed, is one of the most important things you can do for both your relationship and your sexual health. Now let's move to the 2nd pillar, your physical foundation. This is the area that most people think of first, and it is absolutely vital to address. While most cases of ED are not purely physical, you must rule out any underlying medical conditions to have a clear picture. This is about being thorough and taking control of your health. For this, I recommend you see a specialist. Many men go to a urologist, and that's fine. Urologists are experts in the urinary tract for both men and women. But if you can, I highly recommend finding an andrologist. An andrologist is a doctor who specializes exclusively in the male reproductive system and men's health. They are the true specialists in this field. When you see a physician, there are a few key areas they should investigate. First, your hormones. It's not just about testosterone. Your doctor should run a full panel that includes your thyroid hormones, prolactin, and others that all work together to regulate sexual function. A simple imbalance can sometimes be the cause. Second is your vascular health. An erection is all about blood flow. Conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease can all damage your blood vessels and restrict the flow of blood to the penis. In fact, erectile dysfunction is often one of the earliest warning signs of underlying cardiovascular issues. Your body is trying to tell you something. Third is your neurological system. Your brain, spinal cord, and the nerves leading to your penis must all be communicating correctly. Conditions like multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, or even nerve damage from surgery or an injury can interrupt these critical signals. And finally, you and your doctor should review any medications you're taking. A huge number of common prescription drugs, especially for blood pressure, depression, and anxiety, can have ED as a side effect. Sometimes a simple change in medication under your doctor's guidance can solve the problem entirely. By working with an andrologist to rule out these physical causes, you either find a direct medical solution or, as is most often the case, you gain the confidence of knowing that your body is physically capable. And that confidence is the perfect bridge to our final and most important pillar. This brings us to the number one cause of erectile dysfunction. For over 90% of men, especially those under the age of 60, the battle is won or lost right here in your mind. The first pillar is your psychological state. This is where the vicious cycle of performance anxiety lives. It usually starts with one bad experience. Maybe you were tired, stressed, or had too much to drink and you couldn't perform. It happens to everyone. But then the next time you're in a sexual situation, a thought pops into your head. What if it happens again? That single thought is all it takes. To understand why, you need to know how your nervous system works. Your body has a fight-or-flight response, which is designed to keep you alive in the face of a threat. Imagine our ancestors on the savannah, and suddenly a lion appears. The brain immediately floods the body with adrenaline. That adrenaline does something very specific. It redirects blood flow. It sends blood away from non-essential systems like digestion and reproduction, and pumps it into the large muscles of your arms and legs, preparing you to either fight the lion or run for your life. In that state, getting an erection is the last thing your body is concerned with. It's in survival mode. Now, here's the crucial part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real lion and a perceived threat. To your nervous system, the thought, "What if I fail?" is the lion. The moment the thought enters your mind, your brain triggers the exact same fight or flight response. It releases adrenaline. That adrenaline immediately constricts the very arteries that are supposed to be opening up to allow blood to flow into your penis. The blood that was there begins to retreat, and the erection is lost. And what happens then? Your biggest fear just came true. You failed. This confirms in your mind that you have a problem which makes you even more anxious for the next time, which releases even more adrenaline, guaranteeing you fail again. This is the cycle. Fear of failure causes the physical conditions that create failure. It's not a physical problem. It's a psychological one that creates a physical symptom. Anxiety, stress from work or finances, pressure to perform, and the fear of disappointing your partner. These are the modern-day lions that are killing erections all over the world. It's a feedback loop that can feel impossible to escape, but I promise you, it's not. So, if we know that for most men, the issue isn't a broken body, but a psychological trigger creating a physical shutdown, then the answer isn't a pill that just forces a temporary result. The real answer is to reverse the root cause of that shutdown signal in the first place. This is where things get really exciting. A biomedical engineer recently uncovered a bizarrely simple 100% natural home remedy that takes just 7 seconds to do, and it targets the scientific root cause of these performance problems. It's a natural method designed to give you hard as steel erections on command, and the stamina to go all night without risky pills or lifestyle changes. I want you to see this for yourself right now. A QR code is appearing on your screen. Go ahead and open your phone's camera and point it at the code. It will take you directly to a short private video that explains exactly how this breakthrough 7-second remedy works. If you're watching on your phone and can't use the camera, don't worry. I have also pinned the direct link at the very top of the comments section below this video. Now, whether you check that video out now or later, let's quickly recap the 3-pillar framework we just discussed so you have a complete plan. You start by looking at these 3 pillars in your own life. First, assess your relationship. Is it a source of genuine desire and connection or a source of stress? Second, see an andrologist and get a full physical checkup. Roll out any underlying medical causes and get the peace of mind that your hardware is working properly. And third, and most importantly, you must learn to break the psychological cycle of anxiety. You have to retrain your brain to stop seeing sex as a performance or a test. You must learn techniques that keep you present in the moment, focused on pleasure instead of pressure, and able to short-circuit that adrenaline spike before it even starts. This is not about being broken. It's about understanding the deep connection between your mind and body and learning how to take back control of your natural sexual responses by removing the mental blocks you've unknowingly placed in your own way. Thank you for watching.